sort of business is to turn off the chat or to put it to restrictions, 20 minutes here. Okay, I take my grand post-wakeup. This is vitamin C water, which I will use to wash down the supplements. This is my vitamin C water concentrate. It also has creatine in there. Vitamin C, creatine, and a very good B complex. I will start with omega-3 fish oil. That one wasn't open. This one is opened. 3 omega-3 fish oil capsules. I can taste in the vitamin C water it needs a refill. We'll add some more vitamin C water. We add some more vitamin C to the water. Here you go. Niacin. So that's for 3 omega-3 fish oil capsules. And now the niacin. Niacinamide vitamin B3. I just ordered a kilo bag of creatine. I would have added some creatine to this vitamin C water if I had it. I ordered a kilo of creatine. So thus far, I've taken omega-3 fish oil. This is today's grand post-wakeup lossy supplements. And I've taken omega-3 fish oil and niacinamide vitamin B3. Next up, ALA, alpha-lipoic acid. NAC, N-acetylcysteine. Vitamin E, soft gels. Magnesium is a multi-form magnesium supplement. It combines 6 different forms of magnesium in one supplement. D3 K2, vitamin D3 with K2. If you're gonna buy vitamin D3, I recommend you buy one that has K2 added to it. A lot of them do. If you search for vitamin D3, a lot of them will have K2 added to it. They will say D3 plus K2 or D3 and K2 or D3 with K2. So it's not vitamin D alone. Okay. B complex. It's a good B complex supplement. And one goes in the vitamin C water and one goes in the mouth. I like this B complex. It cost me around $4 when I buy it. And it has 2 ingredients that you rarely find in B complex supplements, like the supermarket or corner. So like run-of-the-mill B complex supplements rarely have PABA and inositol in them. So this is a B complex, cost me less than $5. And it has thiamine, riboflavin, niacin, pantothenic acid, B6, folic acid, biotin, B12, zinc, 10 milligrams of zinc. There's also something you don't find in every B complex supplement. Inositol, 25 milligrams, and PABA, 25 milligrams. If I had to run out of creatine, I would have added some creatine to the vitamin C water. So I make vitamin C water concentrate, which means when I woke up today, I had this in the fridge and this vitamin C water ready to go. One of the first orders of business in the morning. I wake up within 30 minutes. I get coffee and vitamin C water, and then within 3-4 hours, typically, I take my first major dose of supplements in a day, and it's the grand post-wake-up dose of supplements I'm taking up. So then there's another big dose of supplements after I break my fast. That's the grand post-meal dose of supplement. So the vitamin C water concentrate, typically how I make it, I put a bunch of vitamin C powder in the water, a B complex tablet or two, and creatine, a lot of creatine. As I said, I ran out of creatine, unless there's some in here. Well, there's about 1 gram of creatine in the can. So before going live here, I just finished ordering a kilo bag of creatine. It was pretty cheap, and it says for 11 months. Now for me, it might be 3 to 6 months. I'll save this can. The creatine that I ordered, I think, is from the same brand, which means I can use the bag to refill this can. Okay. Skin collagen. Garlic tablets. These contain 1 milligram of allicin, like the active ingredient in garlic, or one of them at least. It contains 1 milligram of allicin. I'm a supplement mega doser, and that's the most important thing. Meaning, more important than the exercising is the diet and supplementation. So if I would have to pick between some kind of fictional dichotomy, where I had to pick between, okay, you have to either not exercise ever again, or and take all the supplements you want, or exercise as much as you want, but you can't take supplements. I pick supplements. I believe I'd be healthier being a couch potato, not moving at all, just sitting down all day, being sedentary, and taking supplements than not taking any supplements and not exercising. I had somebody leave a comment which I responded to. They got blocked later on, and they were asking about some recommendations, and I said, nobody should be doing intense physical exercise or martial arts training without at least baseline like supplement protocol. Proper supplementation will aid recovery, boost your athletic performance, shorten recovery time, and aid recovery from injuries, like help you to heal. So anyway, vitamin C water concentrate, magnolia. So I take 2 big doses of supplements per day. There's the grand post-wake-up dose of supplements, and then there's the grand post-meal dose of supplements. And since I do fasting, most days I eat only 1 time a day. It's called OMAD fasting. And I don't eat breakfast. I figured out how to be able to take a significant amount of supplements, a substantial amount of supplements, without nausea, on a near empty stomach, without eating breakfast. And basically, if I buffer with fat, okay, so how did I take 3 omega-3 fish oil capsules? And today I took 4 vitamin E soft gel capsules, but there's some fat in there. And that makes me able to take high amounts of niacinamide and magnesium and all these other supplements that I take without like nauseous, okay? If I will take 2 grams of niacinamide on an empty stomach, on MB3, possibly I'll be nauseous. So taking some fat, omega-3 fish oil before the other supplements not only enables me to take large amounts of supplements without eating, it also enhances the absorption of certain things. I believe vitamin D3 is one of the ones that are better absorbed with fat, quite possibly. This is magnolia. And here comes ashwagandha. The types and amounts of supplements that you see me take in this last month, not necessarily recommended amounts. I'm just showing what I personally take. This is my vitamin C, ascorbic acid. And I bought this is a kilo bag, and I bought it on Amazon. So I can get around a kilo of vitamin C for around $30. There you go. That here. No, actually put it here. O Lord, our Lord, how excellent is thy name in all the earth, who has set thy glory above the heavens. Out of the mouth of babes and sucklings hast thou ordained strength, because of thine enemies, that thou mightest still the enemy and the avenger. When I consider thy heavens, the work of thy fingers, the moon and the stars, which thou hast ordained. What is man, that thou art mindful of him, and the son of man, that thou visitest him? For thou hast made him a little lower than the angels, and hast crowned him with glory and honor. Thou madest him to have dominion over the works of thy hands. Thou hast put all things under his feet, all sheep and oxen, yea, and the beasts of the field, the fowl of the air, and the fish of the sea, and whatsoever passeth through the paths of the seas. O Lord, how excellent is thy name in all the earth. Amen. Now, last but not least, this is the second form of vitamin C that I take. I take regular so-called vitamin C, which I use to make vitamin C water, ascorbic acid, aka vitamin C powder, and I mix it into water, so it becomes vitamin C water. So that's what I call regular vitamin C. And then I take this other form of vitamin C, and it's liposomal vitamin C. It looks like this, like a ketchup pack. And you tear it open, and sometimes as I tear it open, a little bit of it gets on the outside. So this is precious stuff. Okay. So niacinamide is one of the supplements that I made a dose. I took 2 grams of niacinamide in today's post-wakeup dose supplements. 2 grams, 2,000 milligrams. And I'll take another 2 grams after breaking my fast. So I get at least 3 grams of niacinamide today. Niacinamide vitamin B3. There's a second form of niacin that I take, nicotinic acid, aka flush type niacin. This comes from the same supplement store where I ordered the liver-on labs, the liposomal vitamin C. And this is nicotinic acid niacin, and it gives you a niacin flush. And that has been part of my health fitness coaching, teaching people detoxing truth, meaning on the top with detox, and that's what's up a lot of times. If you're looking to detox, niacin is part of it. There's something that I've talked about before called the niacin boosted detox, which means people are doing saunas already. Perspiration is detoxification. So if you are perspiring, you are detoxing. Iron and other things. If you got too much iron, you're sweating, you're pushing out iron through your sweat, okay? The sweat droplets carry toxins, so push them out. So there's people that do saunas and stuff and know that they're good for your health, and that one of the ways that they're good for your health is it helps you detox anything from heavy metals to other stuff. So detoxification is perspiration, and if you take nicotinic acid, flush type niacin, in conjunction with a sweating session, you'll detox more, which means there's a certain amount of detoxing you're doing by 10 minutes of sweating. And if you take niacin and get a niacin flush while sweating, you'll detox more while sweating if you're having a niacin flush while sweating than without it. So you can augment the pre-existing habit. If one of these people like Joe Rogan or something like this, he's a scumbag, okay? But if one of, I've heard him talk, well, yeah, I do saunas, good for your health, like that detoxing body.
Somebody like that. So it doesn't only work on drawers. Somebody that's doing anything already with the sweating, exercising, hot bath or sauna. If you take enough flush niacin to get a niacin flush while sweating, you'll detox more from your sweating than without it. So that's the niacin boosted detox. And for rookie niacin takers, people that have never got a niacin flush before, never taken significant amounts of niacin, for the average adult, as ranging from 20 to 100 milligrams, somewhere there, you get a niacin flush. So most people have never taken niacin as a standalone supplement before. They would get a niacin flush from at most 100 milligrams of flush niacin. So 50 milligrams could be enough for a lot of people. I guesstimate that 9 out of 10 people who have never taken niacin as a standalone supplement before, if they would take 50 milligrams of nicotinic acid flush type niacin, they'd get a niacin flush from it. It would be enough to induce a niacin flush. So niacin flush enhances blood flow, which means circulation. So if you get a niacin flush, your blood flow you get better circulation, and it's a vasodilator. So there's vasoconstrictors and there's vasodilators. So a vasodilator is something that enlarges your blood vessels. Okay, so I've gotten a niacin flush on camera before, and I take niacin, and then I wait, and I get a flush live on camera, and you can see the veins in the forehead that become like garden hoses, like they pop out and become big, where normally you can't see them. But when you get a niacin flush, the blood vessels in the forehead like pop out and become big. So nicotinic acid is a vasodilator. It has the effect of enlarging blood vessels, and they can expand and contract, meaning your blood vessels are not like a garden hose that's all the same size. They can shrink and they can expand. And getting niacin flush expands your blood vessels, so you have, and it gives you a better blood flow. So nicotinic acid flush type niacin is something that you can use for detox purposes. That's one of the things that I did working with my wife, We Wonderful, who had severe allergies. So what I did with her to get it to a point where she was being 99% cured of her allergies, which is a higher effect than the allopathic doctors that she went to first with her allergies. And she said it's like she presents as like a person with severe allergies. And at the point where she seeks to help, it's gotten hard for her to do her job, like working with John, because she'll be generally sensitive to stuff in the environment. Okay, so working with John, which was a source of income, like kneading stuff, crocheting stuff, and then selling them online. It became harder and harder incrementally for her to perform her work. And eventually she sought help from the big pharma docs, like the mainstream medicine system. And they prescribed her something, I don't know, I would guess maybe antihistamines. They prescribed her something. And she reports that they made her feel a little bit better for a few days. And then it was like she didn't feel better anymore, which I suspect could be attributable to the placebo effect. Because if a doctor in the special trust me authority suit in the hospital setting tells you take these for your health problem, okay, there can be a placebo effect. And then the longer it was since this experience of seeing a guy in a trust me suit telling me this will help you out, the less effect there is. So that might be a clear case, being speculative, of the placebo effect in action. Quite possibly. That meaning 3 days ago you saw the doctor, told you take these, it's going to help you out, and you take them and don't. The longer from the experience of meeting the doctor, the less effect, okay? So, now I'm not telling people don't seek help. This is an anecdotal case study, okay? So she shows up with health problems, allergies, and it's gotten to the point where it's hard for her to manage her job, to do her job of knitting crochet, and she seeks help. And she got something prescribed, and she takes the medications as prescribed, and she said she felt a little bit better for a few days, and then like the effect wore off. And the thrill is gone, baby. The thrill is gone away. You got no dummy harm, baby. And you'll be sorry one day. Thrill is gone, okay? And I'm free from your spell. Thrill is gone, baby. You know you done me wrong, baby. And you'll be sorry one day. B.B. King, okay? This thrill is gone. So yeah, so it happened for a few days, and it stopped working. So she felt like she was still taking them, still having severe allergies. So she felt like it helped a little bit for a few days, and then didn't help at all anymore. Like subclinical, you could call it. Meaning, if it's helping, it's so little that she can't notice that it's helping. Um, and I show up and I teach her God's health, fitness, wisdom that I know because I'm a Christian that's had severe allergies and asthma and stuff, and pray to God for help. And after praying to God, I've discovered non-mainstream system, like secret therapeutic methods. Okay. And I get her, what did I get her to do? I got her to titrate the bowel tolerance of vitamin C. Okay. So 10 plus grams. She was taking more than 10 grams. And this is not for other people, listen. This is talk about how help a patient. Okay. So I took, and the difference with me and the mainstream hospitals is my patients don't really require, they don't have to be that patient. See, they start being patients and they kind of stop. They don't have to like patiently wait that long for improvement. See, so that my patients don't have to be that patients. And it's kind of tongue in cheek referred to them as patients. That's the point. So I got on the titration bowel tolerance protocol, Cathcart's titration bowel tolerance protocol, basically taking above 10 grams of vitamin C per day in divided doses. And other things, cleaning up her diet, getting her to reduce her daily, weekly, monthly sugar intake. And one of the ways that sugar is bad, it competes with vitamin C for absorption. So if you have a lot of vitamin C, if you have a lot of sugar in your body, and then you take vitamin C, you won't absorb it. It's like it's robbing, the sugar is robbing the vitamin C of its power. So the more sugar you eat, the less health benefit you get from a given amount of vitamin C. So if you drink a cup of coffee and you put a heaping teaspoon, approximately 6 grams of sugar in that cup of coffee, and drink that, and then you take a gram of vitamin C, you're not getting as much of that vitamin C absorbed, and okay, you're missing out on it. So I got it to start making also vitamin C. That's a fundamental, and that in of itself would do make a big difference. I got to start making also vitamin C. Started working to clean up the diet. A lot of emphasis on reducing her daily, weekly, monthly sugar intake, so less sugar. What else? And then other supplements. Okay, B complex, D3, K2, magnesium, niacinamide for niacin, things like this. And I augmented a pre-existing habit. She'd be doing 1 to 3 low intensity cardio exercise sessions per week already. So she already had, when I met her, she was like a person working out up to 3 times per week, doing like a low impact cardio, which should be like the kind of cute, like the 90s TV shop, like exercise, so where they have like neon color and do like, let's do this, or okay, like bodyweight exercises kind of stuff. So we're just doing that type of stuff. And dancing workouts. So she'd be looking at like exercise tapes and this, okay, do this for a while, and now let's switch to this, okay, and then like that type of stuff. And she'll be doing it enough to break a sweat. So I just told her, okay, so next time you're gonna do your exercise and break a sweat, you take flash niacin right before you start exercising, and by the time you begin to break a sweat from the exercising, the niacin will kick in. You have a vasodilation effect, and you're gonna be sweating, and you're gonna be detoxing at a higher rate. So the rate of detoxification per minute of sweating goes up. So you're sweating, this much iron leave your body every minute of sweating, or this other thing, or this other thing. But if you have a niacin flash while sweating, you're boosting the detox effect. So you're detoxing more from your sweating if you have a niacin flash while sweating than compared to if you don't. So basically, got on titration bowel tolerance, vitamin C, weekly vitamin C detox flushes, a so-called C flush. So titration bowel tolerance daily, weekly C flush at least a C flush per week, vitamin C detox flush. Niacin boosted detox sessions, exercising and taking niacin, getting niacin flush, and reducing her sugar intake, and then some other supplements added to her protocol: vitamin D3, B complex, omega-3 fish oil, probiotics, and she's on a complete, a big supplement protocol. And she got the post reports being 99% cured of allergies, meaning it shows that Yeah, her testimony was like, yeah, I went to the doctors for my allergies, got medicines, helped me a little bit, and then I felt I didn't help anymore. But Mike helped me, and he like did what he said, and I got better and better and better and better and better and better, and eventually, like it's like I'm almost cured. My allergies are like almost gone, and I go, can I get more specific, like how many percent improvement? Okay, she goes 99%. So it's like all but cured. And I saw these things where short term it's like you had to keep doing these things to kind of keep it off. If she would stop taking all the supplements, the allergies would come back, and I expect. So anyway, now this is not health advice for other people. Okay, talk to a doctor, like a registered doctor, a medical professional, before taking any supplements, before starting to or stopping to take any supplements and or medications. Okay, so if you hear me talk about me and this other person, I've been doing this for a health, talk to a doctor before making any changes to diet, lifestyle, supplementation, or medication. Talk to a doctor before starting to or stopping to take any supplements and or medications. Okay, side effects may include. Okay, this is a joke. So they'll tell you about that. Okay, if these are the side effects that you need to be concerned about. So yeah. Anyway, I posted. I was digging through my medical records yesterday, and it was kind of triggering. There were some things that were pissing me off. Okay, I felt like some people have been lying about missing sinners, but this is like related to when I got abducted by a gunman and put in psych ward. And it's like some of the things that people said about me leading up to that pissed me off, and looks like malicious intent to me. Okay, what malicious intent, like people out there like wanting to like have a goal, let's get this guy in the psych ward, so kind of cherry pick things, take things out of context, and like a sense where it looks like they're trying to paint me a certain way. That's what I'm detecting, like a intention in there, intentionality, malicious intentions. And then some things are positive, okay? Okay. And then another interesting thing is I got access to my medical records. Okay, so there's some things are relating to like arriving at a psych ward, and it's like, okay. And it's like, here's the interview, Mike says this. Okay, we asked him this, he says that. Okay. And then here's what people said about him, and it could be anything from whatever, okay? So, but here's the point. What was interesting was I got access to my medical records. So you heard me talk about my vaccine status. I shared that freely. That I got a zero vaccination since 2018. Okay, meaning it's like not only did I not get vaccinated during COVID, no main, no booster. Before that, I didn't get vaccinated once for anything since turning 18. And I can't remember like what's the last time I got vaccinated, 14 or 12 or something like this. But I know for certain that since I became responsible for my own health, 18 years old, I didn't choose to go get vaccinated. Okay. And I can prove that now. People go, Mike, I don't believe you lying. You probably got all the COVID jabs. I can prove it because it says, if I click on like the medical records, and this is like you have a right to partake in this in Sweden, okay? So other people don't, so it'd be like HIPAA. So other people can't go check your records, but I have access to it and I can read. So anything I go to hospital, tests are taken or not, or something like this, it gets written down in there. And it says zero. So it's like I click vaccines there. It's like journal, notes, this and that, little tabs, and it's like vaccines, and then it says zero vaccines. Okay, so here are any vaccines you've taken, and it says zero. And another thing I got access to is like the night that I got put in the psych ward, one of the first things they did check me into the psych ward was like a health checkup, blood pressure, blood oxygen, this and that, and a neurological test, which is like from the outside in the neurological test. Like maybe if you do this or have a light, how is the pupils reacting to light? And it's like, can they track an object in space or something like this? Okay, so here's the point. And I posted part of it, like the last part, which is kind of interesting to me. It's interesting to look these things. Like my temperature was 36.6 degrees Celsius. My blood pressure was 144 into 85, which would be above. It's like I looked at like a graph, and it's like normal, low, normal, high, low tier high or something like this. So it'd be a little bit high, like tier 1 high, okay? Which is not surprising if you're like getting your blood pressure tested one night where you got like taken by the cops to psych ward in the middle of the night and stuff like this. Okay. So anyways, the point. And I might post the rest of that, those records, to people that show up. That's one of the trolling attacks I get, especially if I make videos on conspiracy topics, where these people show up and say this guy's a crackhead, he's on drugs, okay, or in the middle of my exercise. And part of the test was a drug test, and it's like a long list of everything negative. They test for amphetamines negative, methamphetamines negative, tramadol negative, benzodiazepines negative, heroin or like oxycontin, whatever, negative, alcohol, zero alcohol in its exhalation breath. So it's the cleanest test you can do, meaning there's no signs of drugs or even alcohol in my system. But if I will go back and look at the comments from that day, live streaming, I'm sure I'll find somebody saying, uh, you're doing drugs, stop doing drugs, this guy's from drugs, okay? So, but anytime that accusation gets tested, it's proven false. See? So this guy will always have people come to his chat saying he's on drugs. But if he has to leave an unprepared urine test, there's no signs of drugs in his system. So anytime I got my urine sample, there's never been any signs of drugs in my system. But people keep coming to my chat saying I'm on drugs and things like this, which is pathetic. So, you're welcome, by the way. I've been teaching health fitness truth here, more valuable than people that are famous on YouTube. Meaning this live stream, 31 minutes long, is more valuable to people than Mike Israel or the other people in terms of people interested in health fitness, what they got taught here. So that's gonna be the video, and I'm gonna make another cup of coffee and get dressed. I'm not fully dressed.